What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Leo coming to you guys with another video. So I did check out Royal Rumble 2022, and I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts and opinions on it. And I'm not gonna lie, this was the worst Royal Rumble since 2015. I'm being honest. Everything just seemed like it was just a regular episode of Raw or SmackDown, and it just did not. I don't understand why in the world would you give the Royal Rumble wins to Brock Lesnar and Ronda Rousey? This is a UFC Royal Rumble. As soon as they enter the match, everybody is gone. And the thing is, they did a disservice to the legends. They didn't. Every legend that came out in the Royal Rumble match for the women's, they didn't even last the 1 minute in the match. Not even one. And then you have them come back every year. But you eliminate them within 1 minute for no reason. You could at least let them at least last 10 and then eliminate them. And here's the thing, bro. You did not need to give them to the win to justify getting a title shot with Brock Lesnar. He didn't need to win. He's Brock Lesnar. He can literally go ask Vince McMahon, hey, give me a title shot. And Vince is going to grant it to him. Same with Ronda Rousey. She can go and say, hey, I never got my rematch for the Raw Women's Championship. I want my rematch. He's going to probably give it to her. But because you want to give them the big moment, it's a spit in the face to every other superstar that's on your roster, putting in the work night in and night out to get better. But what happens? If you're not Brock Lesnar or Ronda Rousey, I'm sorry, you're not going to get used. You're not going to get a big win. It's Brock Lesnar, and you're not important like them. They are. What? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Okay. Now, I'm going to break down some of the matches, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about it, okay? So the first match starting off the card, which was a good way to start off the match, with the set the tone for the rest of the show. Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. The match, when it started, think about it. I blew up, like, literally, because, like, Seth Rollins literally entered with the Shield's music. I marked out, bro, because that was so nostalgic, because it's been a while since we heard the Shield's music. And for a few people, they say, what if Dean Ambrose or a.k.a. Jon Moxley made an entrance with them? That would have been huge, because nobody would have been expecting that, which would have probably had their crowd erupting for sure. So, but then the match started, and it was going good until the finish. You had Seth win by DQ because Roman had him in the guillotine, and then he put his hands on the rope to break, and then the ref was telling him break the hold. Roman didn't want to do it. So I don't know if that's like them, like, long-term booking. If they're doing long-term booking, then it is what it is. But I don't think you should have had that match in a wonky finish like that. It should have been just straight up one-on-one, a banger of a match, a clean finish. That is it. It doesn't need to have a DQ or a count out. None of that. It didn't need that. Then we go to the next match, the Women's Royal Rumble. The match was going good because you had all these legends coming out, which we didn't get in the Rumble for the men's. I don't understand why, but it is what it is. But here's the thing. You have all these legends that have been there. You have, like, Michelle McCool, Melina, Alicia Fox, Sarah Logan. I wouldn't even consider a legend, but, like, still, you have these legends come out and they didn't even last a minute in the Rumble. And not only that, you eliminated Sasha Banks early for no reason. You had her get eliminated by Zelina Vega, if I'm not mistaken, for no reason. She should not have been eliminated that quick. She should have lasted to the final 5 or the final 4. And even though I picked Liv Morgan to win, well, that was before because, like, at the time that it was rumored Ronda was going to go into the Royal Rumble, but it wasn't confirmed, so I was just going with Just a random pick. And the thing is, even though she didn't win, she did get a good showing in the match. Nonetheless, she lasted like 40 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. Comment down below. I might have that wrong, but she lasted like about 40 minutes in the Rumble match, which is still a good performance, nonetheless. Because I think what they usually do sometimes is when, if they're in the Rumble a long time, what they tend to do is try to give them a push. So we just have to see where that goes. But yeah, you had Ronda Rousey enter at number 28, and I knew as soon as she come out, no one's winning, no one's gonna win but her, and it was just annoying. That's a spit in the face to the whole women's locker room who've been busting their butts night in and night out to get better and better and better. But as soon as Ronda Rousey comes, Vince is automatically is like, "You're not Ronda Rousey. You're not getting a big win. You're not winning. Sorry." And it's just like you have all these women on your roster, and you are forcing them you're putting them to the side for just Ronda Rousey, that makes sense. And then they did that for the men's as well, but we're gonna get to that in a little bit. But you can't rely on these part-timers all the time, because when they get hurt or they can't go anymore, what are you going to do? I feel like WWE's not going to care until it gets to that point where they cannot come back, or they can't go in the ring anymore. Then they're going to be forced to go with what they have. And then by then, it's going to probably be too late. That's why you see all these people requesting their releases, because they will not stand for being put on the back burner for these part-timers to come in and take all the opportunities that they have been working so hard to earn. In the next match, I don't remember the next match, but I think it was the WWE Championship. No, it was the Raw Women's Championship, I think, right? And we already knew that match was going to be what it was, right? But the thing is here, it was predictable. We knew Doudrop was not going to win. And the matches just I don't know, it just didn't flow well for me. It didn't. I mean, it felt like Doudrop was just dominating the whole match until like, a window opened and Becky capitalized on it and she retained the title. That's all I see. In the next match for the WWE Championship, I was kind of shocked by it. I thought Brock was going to retain, but we kind of, at the same time, you could have thought like what they were talking about, like one of them is going to lose their championship and then it's going to force them to get to the main event of WrestleMania, that type of thing, which I was cool with. Okay, Bobby beating Brock, hey, I kind of predicted that was going to happen, even though I was picking our safer bet because I wasn't sure that was going to happen or not. But I'm glad that happened, because now that you have the WWE Championship back on Raw with the fighting champion, and now we could probably have a feud with Bobby and Big E, Bobby and Seth, Bobby and Kevin Owens, or all four of them, since we didn't get that match at day one. That's going to be huge. I'm invested to see where it goes from there. But then it just started going downhill. We had the Edge and match. We already knew they were going to win. I'm not going to get into that one. Hopefully Edge goes into the WrestleMania and face someone like maybe AJ or Finn or Kevin or someone like that of their caliber. And then it comes to the Royal Rumble match. It started off good with AJ and Shinsuke, but after that it didn't even feel like it was a big stars. It just felt like it was just filled with a bunch of lower or just mid-carders who have no opportunity to win. So it just seemed pointless. It just went against the entire thing of the Royal Rumble, is to give someone that should deserve it. None of those people deserved it. I feel like Big E deserved it. Kevin deserved it. Damien Priest. All those three, any one of those three, I would have been fine with, because they have been building Damien up for the last year. Barely been taking losses. He only lost one time, and and then AJ. What happened to AJ? I'm so sorry, AJ. You deserve to be in the Final Four. How did you eliminate him with Madcap Moss? For what? He didn't need to eliminate AJ. He did not need to eliminate AJ. If AJ got eliminated, I would understand if he got eliminated by Brock Lesnar. he could at least put up a fight against Brock Lesnar. But when Brock came out, everybody was going to get wrecked completely. Wrecked completely. And then Brock's music hit. Biggie was gone before that, and Kofi botched the spot where he usually saves himself in the Rumble. That was just atrocious. I don't know what the whole thing was on that one, but it was botched, and he got himself eliminated. But then here we go. Brock comes in, and I think he eliminated Bad Bunny came out, which was surprising. It was Bad Bunny. Who else was in there? Drew, who made his return as well. I was shocked to see that one. I wish they kind of gave him his old theme back. But Bad Bunny did give himself elimination by eliminating Sheamus, which was huge. I'm not too sure about the final people that was in that match. It was Bad Bunny, Drew, Brock. I can't think of anyone else but those three for sure that come off the top of my head. But it would have been, just think of how cool it would have been. I'm not saying Brock is the worst of the worst. He just did not need that win to solidify himself to face Roman. It could have been to propel somebody else to get back in that main event picture, or someone who hasn't been in the main event picture yet. You could have gave it to Damian Priest. He's been undefeated. You've been booking him strongly. You could have gave it to Big E, but I did hear something that was saying, like, what if Big E goes on, like, a redemption story? That's cool. He can go on a redemption story, beating people, to build him back up to face the WWE for the WWE Championship. That's fine, but you could have gave him the win. Kevin could have needed it if you gave the title to Seth, but because you didn't give it to Seth, that's not going to happen. What I think they're going to do with them is probably put them in a tag team and have them go after the tag team titles, which I wouldn't mind, because the tag team division would definitely benefit by having those two in the tag division. But you could have gave it to one of those guys who haven't been in the main event scene in a while, or haven't been in it yet. That's what the Royal Rumble should be. It shouldn't be about giving part-timers, giving people who've already been in the main event scene Royal Rumble victories after they already won it once. It should be to propel somebody, to get somebody to the next level, from a person that might be in the mid-card to jumping them to the main event. That's what it should be about. It should be about giving the fans what they want. That the fans are the ones investing their time into your product. But if the product is so bad, that's why people are going to continue to tune out. The women's match, who should have won? Liv Morgan should have won. Think about it. She didn't even have to go after Becky, because you already know Becky and Bianca were going to win. You could have her go to SmackDown. Have her face Charlotte. That would have been somewhat interesting. You could have Bianca win for a second time. I like her. She would have benefited from that. You could even have Lita win. But you gave it to Ronda Rousey. She didn't need it. She did not need it. This is a UFC Royal Rumble at its best. I'm just going to be honest. 2 former UFC competitors win the Rumble. And then the only thing I actually wanted to see when Ronda came out was for her to have a stare down with Shayna Baszler. Just think about the match that they could have of them just mixing it up. That would be entertaining. Don't put the same part-timers in championship feuds over and over again, because that is just forcing it at that point. It is. I'm just being honest. It is forcing the WWE universe. It is making us not want to watch a product. I'm just being honest. And it's the and then the thing is, with the men's, we didn't even get any surprises. We didn't. We should have. And then the same with the women's. We got no Asuka, no Bayley, no Paige, none. On the men's side, we didn't get any legends. We didn't get Corey Graves, who I wanted to see in the Royal Rumble match. I wanted to see that. I wanted to see somebody from the Forbidden Door make an entrance. We didn't get that. And that's 4 hours I cannot get back. 4 hours that I literally sat through the kickoff show, and it didn't end until after 11, almost 11:30, and I sat to watch that? What? WWE, I don't know what you're doing. You need to change drastically. You do. You need a wake-up call or something, because this is not working. You need to do something different, because relying on part-timers is not going to get you far. It might get you a little cheap pop, but what happens when that pop is gone? What are you going to do then? What are you going to do then? At this point, I think there's the SmackDown side is already filled up with probably Ronda and Charlotte going at it, and then Roman and Brock going at it, and then on the Raw side, it's not clear just yet. And then we have Elimination Chamber coming up in probably like 3 weeks or something like that. But I don't know. I don't know, guys. Comment down below. What did you guys think of the Royal Rumble? Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.